Hey everybody, it's Rob from Bantha, Bantha Mill, and this is the Star Wars Spotlight Dance, round one of Bracket Madness Results. Alright, so here we go. Round one of our Bracket Madness is over. It's over. We had 4 regions set up. I'm going to go over each of the regions for you in detail, telling you what the upsets were, who was a long shot victor, and where to find round 2. So here we go. We're going to start in the Tatooine region. The first matchup in the Tatooine region was number 1 Luke Skywalker versus the 64 ranked Porg. And surprise, surprise, Luke Skywalker won by an overwhelming 86 to 13%. The number 2 matchup in the Tatooine region was Maz versus Padme. This one was a lot closer. Padme, the underdog, the 36 rank over the 29 rank Maz. 41% to 58%. Padme crushing it at the very end, taking out the victory. In the third matchup, we had the number 13 ranked Admiral Akbar versus the number 52 ranked Wicket W. Warwick. And guess what? Upset City! Pew, pew, pew! That's right. Number 52, Wicket W. Warwick, the cutest of all of the Ewoks, defeats Admiral Akbar. It must be a trap. The fourth matchup, Chewbacca versus Finn. You know, I really thought this would be a lot closer, even though Chewbacca was 17 and Finn was ranked 48, but it wasn't. Chewbacca, 97.2% victory, followed up by the number 9 seed Obi-Wan Kenobi over the number 56 seed Hondo. And yes, Onaka lost by a landslide. 91% of you picked Obi-Wan Kenobi over Hondo Onako. Jabba the Hutt, number 21 versus number 44, Greedo. Same thing, the favorite one, the higher seed, Jabba the Hutt, 21 over Greedo, 77%. This next matchup was the closest of all of them, and actually, we had an even number of votes, and it was an exact 50-50 split. Number 25, K2SO, over number 40, Moff Gideon. I took the liberty upon myself doing this to give the higher seed the victory. So there it goes. K2SO moving on. Moff Gideon staying and going home. And in the last matchup in the Tatooine region, we had number 5, Han Solo versus number 60, Tobias Beckett. And this was the only 100% victory in the Tatooine region. That's right. Not one person voted for Tobias Beckett over Han Solo. Han Solo, 100%. Moving on. The matchups in the next round are going to be close. K2SO versus Han Solo. Jabba the Hutt versus Obi-Wan Kenobi. That should be a good one. That's a 9-21 matchup. Chewbacca versus Wicket. 2 puppets almost. 2 furry creatures going against each other. Who will win the battle of the furries? Padme versus Luke. Mother versus son. Who will be victorious? So that's all the results for the Tatooine region. The Jkku region had the most upsets of any of the 4 regions. The first matchup, Palpatine, number 2 versus number 63, Bail Organa. And guess what? Palpatine won 82%. Grand Admiral Thrawn. Everybody's intrigued by the new blue-faced admiral of the Empire. Number 30, Thrawn versus number 35, Sabine Wren. Very poetic, actually, considering they are both from Star Wars Rebels. And Sabine, the underdog, the 35 seed, pulls out the 56-43 victory. She sure does. She moves on to battle Palpatine in the next round. I don't know if she's going to be able to pull up 2 upsets in a row. Number 14, Rey versus number 51, Captain Phasma. Lady versus lady. Power for the women. Women's History Month. Sorry about that, Captain Phasma. You are going home. Rey is moving on. The fourth matchup, number 18, Jyn Erso versus number 47, L337. Jyn Erso wins by 82%. In the fifth matchup in the Jkku region, we have number 10, Maul versus director Orson Krennic. And guess what? Maul crushed him with or without a cybernetic legs. He had 87% of the vote. IG-11 versus BB-8, droid on droid battle. And Surprisingly enough, fighting droid of IG-11 wins by a 52 to 47% victory. Very, very close. But IG-11 moving on to battle against Maul. All right, number 26, Mace Windu versus 39, Grand Moff Tarkin. Guess what? Mace Windu, purple lightsaber, wins 69% of the votes. He's moving on. Another Jedi Master, number 6, Yoda, beats 59, Moman Nando. You know him as Hammerhead. Hammerhead got like 1 vote. Yoda, 95% of the votes. So in the second round in the Jkku region, we're going to have Yoda versus Mace Windu, Jedi on Jedi. We're going to have IG-11 battling against Maul. That should be a good one. That's a 10 seed to a 43 seed. Jyn Erso, an 18 seed versus Rey, a 14 seed. That should be a really good one. See who comes out on that one. Sabine Wren, the underdog, and going against now Palpatine because she beat Grand Admiral Thrawn. All right, the Naboo region. This was the lowest of the top 4 seeds. We have Leia, Princess Leia Organa. I think you might have heard of her at 4 seed going against the number 61 seed Max Rebo. Princess Leia moves on. Qui-Gon Jinn versus Mon Mothma, 32 to 33. Qui-Gon Jinn, for such a close matchup, crushes it, 70% of the votes. He destroys Mon Mothma. Poe Dameron versus Captain Rex. Clone Trooper versus Hotshot Pilot. Poe Dameron moving on. The number 16 seed Poe Dameron moving on. Captain Rex going back and golfing. This was a good one. Ezra Bridgers, number 20 versus number 45, Supreme Leader Snoke. I thought for sure, since Supreme Leader Snoke was nothing more than a meat puppet, that he would be beaten, but he, the underdog Snoke, takes out the victory over Ezra Bridgers. Supreme Leader Snoke with a 53 to 46 victory. Underdog moving on to battle Poe Dameron. That should be a really good matchup. Lando Calrissian, the number 12 seed versus the number 53 seed Fives. Lando crushing 96.7% of the votes. C-3PO, the 24 seed C-3PO versus the 41 seed Wedge Antilles. You know Wedge, he's Luke Skywalker's buddy, but he didn't have the results. C-3PO is a better buddy to Luke Skywalker. C-3PO, 70% of the votes. Moving on. The 28 seed Hera Syndulla versus, you call him Grogu, other people call him Baby Yoda, we call him Norman. Norman crushing Hera Syndulla as the underdog. He was the underdog and he got 86.7% of the votes. Is number 8 Ahsoka Tano versus number 57 Greef Karga. And while Greef Karga got 20% of the votes, Ahsoka Tano got 80% of the votes. So in the next round, it's going to be Ahsoka versus Baby Yoda / Grogu / Norman. That will be the match to watch. That will definitely be the match to watch because Ahsoka is the 8 seed. Baby Yoda is not seated very high, but man, is he cute. We have C-3PO versus Lando. That's going to be another great matchup. 2 legends in the Star Wars universe battling against each other. Snoke going against Poe Dameron. I'm going to bet that Poe Dameron wins that matchup. And Qui-Gon Jinn versus Princess Leia. So there's the rest of the matchups for the Naboo region. In the Coruscant region, we have number 3, Darth Vader versus number 62, Qi'ra. Guess what? Darth Vader, 95.7% of the votes. Din Djarin versus General Hux, also 95% of the votes. That will be a good matchup. Din Djarin versus Darth Vader. Ultimate bad guy versus the new hero of Star Wars. Which one will come out on top? Number 15, R2-D2 versus 50, Cara Dune. Cara Dune got canceled here as well because R2-D2 got 95.7% of the votes. He's going to battle against the winner of the Boba Fett versus Vice Admiral Amidala Holdo. Guess what? It doesn't matter that I said her name wrong because Boba Fett moves on 91%. Kanan Jarrus versus Cassian Andor. This was a close matchup. 56% of the votes went to Cassian. 43% to Kanan. Kanan going home early. Rose Tico, the 23 seed versus 42 seed Chirrut Îwin. The 23 seed Rose Tico versus the 42 seed Chirrut Îwin. Guess what? Chirrut Moving on. He can't see, but he sure can beat Rose Tico. He got 73% of the votes. The number 7 matchup, Dryden Voss versus Count Dooku. Dryden Voss versus Count Dooku. Two bad guys. One is really bad. One just a little bad. Guess what? Really bad. Count Dooku, the 38 seed, upset city. Pew pew. There we go. Count Dooku moving on. And in the last matchup in the Coruscant region, we had Kylo Ren versus Jack Porkins. And yep, you would have guessed it correctly. Kylo Ren moving on. So Kylo Ren, the number 7 seed, is going to go against the 38 seed Count Dooku. Bad guy versus bad guy. Who will come out victorious? Chirrut Imwe going against Cassian Andor. Two underdogs going against each other. The 54 seed versus the 42 seed. That's a good matchup there. Boba Fett versus R2-D2 will be a great matchup. And like I said, Din Djarin versus Darth Vader. While they both won by a landslide in the first round, I have a feeling the Mandalorian, known as Din Djarin, is going to find his way to a second round exit out of the tournament. So there we have it. There's all the matchups, boys and girls, all the matchups, all the victories, and all the losers from the first round, as well as all the matchups for the second round. Click in the link down below to vote for the second round matchups. I'm going to have the links posted all over the place. We have 1 week for all your second round matchups. Please vote again. We had a lot of votes in the first round. Let's keep this going all the way down till we get to our final 4 and then see who our victor is for March Bracket Madness. Let's see who will be the ultimate fan favorite of Star Wars in Banter, Beskar, and Bantha Milk's March Bracket Madness. Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.